Egypt were 11 minutes away from the greatest night in their entire history. 2 goals up on the world champions in the World Cup. 11 minutes. That was all that stood between the Pharaohs and a miracle. And then, something strange happened. A goal taken away. A game flipped upside down. A dream gone in the space of 11 minutes. Final score, Argentina 3, Egypt 2. And ever since, one country has been asking the same question. Was Egypt robbed, or is that just heartbreak talking? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you decide. To understand the anger, you have to understand the moment. Egypt, 92 years an underdog. A country that, just weeks earlier, had never even won a single World Cup match. And now, the round of 16. Toe-to-toe with Argentina, the reigning world champions. Lionel Messi, the best team on the planet. Nobody gave them a prayer, and then Egypt scored. And then Egypt scored again. 2-0. Read that again. Egypt, 2 goals clear of the world champions, 11 minutes from the end. 100 million people stopped breathing. History was one touch away. They could feel it, and that is exactly when it began to slip. And don't let anyone tell you Egypt hadn't earned it, because earlier in that same match, Argentina were handed a penalty, and who steps up? Messi, the greatest of his generation. The whole world expected the net to ripple, but Egypt's goalkeeper, Schobert, dived the right way and saved it. A penalty from Messi in the round of 16 of a World Cup. Let that land. This was not a team clinging on by luck. Egypt were matching the champions, blow for blow, save for save, goal for goal. They belonged on that pitch, which is what makes what came next so hard to accept. Here is the moment everything changed. Egypt had the ball in the Argentine net again. Mostafa Ziko. The bench erupted. On the field, the goal was given. And then the referee was called to the pitch-side screen, VAR. Not for the goal itself, but for something seconds earlier, deep in the buildup. Yards from goal, Egypt's Atia had caught Lisandro Martinez. A foul, a small one, seconds before, nowhere near the net. By the letter of the law, a foul in the buildup can wipe a goal away. So, they wiped it away. And here is where the argument is born. Critics say that contact was soft, distant, the kind of nudge waved on every weekend. They say VAR went hunting for a reason. Others say a foul is a foul. Rules are rules. So which is it? Hold that thought. Whatever you believe about that call, look at what it unleashed. Because the moment that goal came off the board, the whole night turned. The 79th minute. Argentina, alive again, went for the throat. 1 goal back, the lead suddenly fragile. Then another. Level. The stadium tilting. And then a third. Argentina in front. For the first time, all match. 3-2. In 11 minutes, Egypt fell from the edge of glory to the floor. From 2 goals up on the champions to out of the World Cup. Players sank into the grass. 100 million hearts broke at once. And when Egypt looked up for someone to blame, they did not look at themselves. They looked at the officials. And Egypt's coach, Hossam Hassan, did not hold a single word back. "We have been cheated unfairly today," he said. "We have suffered injustice." Read that again from the national team coach on the biggest stage in the sport. And he went further. He suggested out loud that the people in charge wanted the champions to stay in, that they wanted Messi in the next round, that a fairy tale was allowed to die so a giant could survive. It is a heavy, heavy accusation. And he is not a neutral man. He had just watched his country's dream torn away. But he was not the only voice, not even close. Because the anger spread far beyond Egypt. Jose Mourinho, one of the most decorated managers the game has ever seen, reportedly called it daylight robbery. Fans flooded the internet, branding the referee a cheat. To millions, it looked open and shut. But, and this matters, not everyone agreed. Some neutral analysts pushed back. Robbed, they said, might be too strong a word. Because here is the uncomfortable part. That foul in the buildup. By the rules, it was there. And Argentina's comeback was frighteningly real. 3 world-class goals in 11 minutes. That is not luck. That is not the referee. That is the quality of champions, doing what champions do when the door cracks open. 2 truths, side by side. And both of them might be real. And that leads to the biggest question of all. Because this was not the only VAR storm at this World Cup. In another match, Germany against Paraguay, a goal was chalked off in a way that lit its own furious debate. Across the tournament, fans and pundits and entire nations have argued that VAR simply is not applied the same way twice. One rule for one game. A different rule for the next, and underneath it all sits a suspicion that will not go away. Do the biggest teams, the giants the box office name, quietly get a benefit of the doubt that a team like Egypt never will? I am not telling you that is true. Nobody can prove it, but you can see why the question won't die. So here we are, back where we started. Was Egypt robbed? You have seen the save from Messi. You have seen a goal erased by a foul most weekends would ignore. You have heard a coach cry injustice and Mourinho cry robbery. But you have also seen the rule that backed the decision. And a champion side that scored 3 times when it mattered most. The facts are on the table. All of them. I am not going to hand you a verdict, because this one is not mine to give. It's yours. So tell me, was Egypt robbed? Or did the champions just do what champions do? Drop your verdict in the comments. And be honest. This is Behind the Empire, where we show you the moment and let you decide.